And we are live. Thank you for joining the Clydesdale Media Presents Meet the Athletes of the Semifinals. But before we get to my guest, I need to shout out my sponsors. RX Smart Gear provides world-class jump ropes, grips, and other gear for us all. Use the discount code Clydesdale15 for 15% off your order at rxsmartgear.com. Mobility Movement MVMNT is a program that teaches you how to increase your capacity to heal, reduce recovery time, and restore your nervous system to peak health. Everyone gets a 7-day free trial, but our listeners get an additional free month when they use the code Clydesdale free month at mobilitymvmnt.com. And finally, C4 Energy, delivering the most effective, best tasting, and high quality products for you. Get 20% off when you use the code Clydesdale at checkout, c4energy.com. That is c4energy.com. And now to my guest, Connor McDonald. Connor, how's it going?
Great, man. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. How was the paddleboarding?
It was good. Yeah, it was a warm day here in the Texas summer. So, get out in the water and catch some rays.
Yeah, is that what you do to just kind of center yourself and relax on a rest day?
Yeah, I grew up on the water and just always have kind of liked it out there. So you can usually find me out on some body of water if I'm not in the gym or training. So
yeah. So what's your athletic background?
Athletic background, I played most sports growing up, like in high school, football, basketball, baseball. I main sport was baseball. I played in college, and yeah, that was really my main athlete stuff.
What position did you play?
I was a middle infielder, so shortstop and second base.
Awesome. Love turning that double play.
Yeah. Oh man, that was my bread and butter. Yeah, I was a lot better on defense than I was on offense, which turns out doesn't get you very far in baseball.
Yeah, you got to have those quick hands, though.
Yeah. Turns out you do.
Yeah. So, what made you find CrossFit?
I actually found CrossFit as I was while I was serving active duty in the Coast Guard. A lot of the guys I was stationed with were into it, so I kind of just picked it up from doing it with them, and yeah, got more into it as I filtered out of the Coast Guard, and yeah, the rest is history, I guess.
And you own an affiliate, Bartend CrossFit?
I do, yes. We're in Georgetown, Texas. We just opened in January, so we're just over the 5-month mark right now. So we're still pretty new.
Yeah, my co-host opened like February 1st.
Okay.
Her affiliate. And so we've been kind of following that on our regular podcast.
Okay.
Kind of the bumps and in the road and all that as a new affiliate owner.
Oh, I need to hop in on that. Check out some of those episodes. I'm sure it's identical to what, or maybe she's got some better insight than what I do because I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm figuring out as I go.
Well, you can follow her at CrossFit Coach Cat.
Okay.
On Instagram, but yeah, it's CrossFit Clarity is the name of her affiliate in Delaware.
In Delaware, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure you have stories already in 5 months of being an affiliate owner.
Yeah, I've been working in affiliates for the better part of 10 years now. So I've been behind the scenes and kind of know the ins and outs, or I thought I did at least until recently. But I've never been like in charge of everything, like the owner, the head coach, the programmer, the in charge of like finances and all this stuff. So it's definitely interesting. There's a learning curve, but it's I wouldn't do anything else. So
yeah, and you own it with your wife, Shelby?
Yes. Yeah, my wife Shelby. Yep.
So how did the two of you meet?
We met in a CrossFit gym, actually.
There you go.
Yeah, we met in a CrossFit gym, Norbo CrossFit. Shout out to those guys in Beaumont, Texas, which is where I'm originally from. And she is from a small town about 30 miles north of there. So when I got out of the Coast Guard, I moved back there for a couple of years. Still trying to figure out what the next phase of my life was, what I wanted to do, and began coaching and training at that gym. And she was at that gym, so yeah, we were just around each other enough. And I guess she got tired of me hitting on her all the time, so she finally let me take her out on a date.
And you were coaching, and she was an athlete. Isn't that taboo?
At the time, we were both athletes. So she was it's kind of a unique situation. So this gym opened like a month before I moved down to back to my hometown, and she was like the original member. There was like her and like 3 or 4 other people, and I was like the 7th or 8th member. So at the time, we were both members, and I ended up becoming a coach like a year later or so. But yes, to answer your question, it is taboo. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the drama of being an affiliate owner as opposed to just being at the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
Those types of things. So she CrossFits too. Does she train with you at all, or?
Not as much anymore. She's not really at the moment really into the competitive side of CrossFit. She's a very very naturally gifted athlete. I always have the conversation with her that if she wanted to, if she would put in like the effort or the amount of training that I do, she would be like leaps and bounds ahead of me. But most of the time when we train together, it's like if we're doing maybe like a Saturday session after people live in the gym, so it doesn't happen very often. She normally does the class, and I'm normally coaching the class. And unfortunately, I have to train by myself nowadays because that's really the only option. So
Yeah, that's one of the things Kat's talks about now. She doesn't get to work out with anybody.
Yeah,
because she owns the affiliate.
I was having a conversation yesterday with one of my members. They're like, "When do you work out?" I was like, "When y'all leave." Like, like I wish I could work out with y'all, but like right now, we're working on getting some other coaches at the gym that are kind of breaking in. But at the moment, I'm coaching 99% of the classes, so it's. I would love to get back in class and start hopping in and working out with people because I miss it. But eventually we'll get there. But yeah, for now it's training solo.
So what happens when you go up to the MAC? Do you have someone coaching for you? Is Shelby staying back, or?
So we have those coaches that I mentioned that are kind of breaking in right now. They are we've got a couple of them that coached at another gym, and they have significant experience, and we hosted a level 2 at Barton last weekend, and they both got their level 2. And basically throughout the month of May and the month of April, they've been kind of like shadowing me, and we've been doing like coaching development and stuff. So they've coached a handful of classes, and between the 2 of them, they're going to take over for the like 4 days that I'm gone. So,
and you have your level 3, right?
Correct.
Yeah. What was that like? I know, again, my co-host has her level 3 as well.
Okay, cool. We got a lot in common then.
Yeah, you're like the male version.
Sounds awesome. She sounds great. Yeah, so level 3 is it's a accredited exam, unlike the level 1 and the level 2, which are certificate courses that you go and take like you take the 2-day course, and then you take I believe the level 1 is a written exam. Yeah, it's a written exam, and level 2 is an online exam. The level 3 is a certification, which just basically means you have to go take it at an accredited facility. It's like I think it's like 180 or 200 questions. I don't know. It's a very long test. It could take a few hours, but super rewarding to get it done. And once you get that, you maintain it by getting like continuing education, CEUs they call them. So
yeah, that's awesome. So last year you were a semifinalist as well. You competed in Vegas at the West Coast Classic.
Yep.
And that was a hot weekend.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and at the time I was living in Boulder, Colorado. I was there for the past few years, so I was not accustomed to the heat whatsoever.
Yeah, so the ruck run was a rough one.
Oh man, yeah, that was. Luckily, they changed the time. It was originally supposed to be like 11 a.m. and they kind of audibled the day before. They were like, "Yo, let's do this at 6:30 in the morning when it's double-digit temperature still."
Yeah, that was. Everybody says it's a dry heat. The heck with that. It was hot.
Yeah, it was hot. You're right, and they had us running on that basically just a parking lot. So we were just baking out there. That was a gnarly workout. Yeah.
Well, and I think the what people don't realize is they brought you inside to change the bag you carried.
Right.
So you get that like little bit of air conditioning.
Yeah.
And then you're back out into the heat.
As you added another 20 pounds to your back, it was like a bittersweet little 30 seconds of like relief. But then you're like, oh man, now I got to put this extra 20 pounds.
Well, now that you have that semifinal experience, do your goals change this year? Now that you're at your second? semifinal?
That's a good question. Not necessarily. I mean, last year I went into it kind of not knowing what to expect. I've competed individually at like sanctionals and regionals, but every year it's the barrier to entry gets a little bit tougher. And to be honest, this past year of training, it was not something that was at the forefront of my mind. Just with all the changes that we went through with my wife and I, we moved from Colorado to Texas, opening up the gym, and we actually got married during all that time as well. It was a very eventful year for us, and it was kind of just like, hey, I'm gonna do the open, do the quarterfinals, to kind of see where the chips fall, and was very pleased to see where I turned out in quarterfinals and qualify for semifinals. So. As far as goals go going into it this year, it's not much different than last year for me. I'm really happy to just get the opportunity to compete and just see what happens when I get there.
Yeah, and then I guess the workouts get released tomorrow.
I think you're right. Yeah.
So how much are you going to be refreshing Instagram?
Man, I not that much for me. I don't stress too much about the workouts. It is what it is. You know, they're gonna get out, and then we're gonna do them. And I typically am not somebody that likes to like practice workouts or try them before I get there, but this is like a 2 week in advance notice, so I think it would be foolish of me not to at least like dabble in some of them. But
Yeah, some kind of variation at
yeah,
least.
something, because they'll probably throw something out there that's, I would imagine, something that I haven't been training like frequently. So
Well, you know a third of the workouts because they're the CrossFit ones that are across all four.
right,
Yeah, and so you only know there's only four left to reveal.
right,
Um, and you know you got a barbell and you know you got some rope climbs.
yeah. I'm really happy about one of those, and I'm not that excited about one of them. So
Care to share which one's which?
I mean, if I'm not a heavy lifter. We'll put it that way. I will be happy to be in the. I would be extremely happy to make the top half of the field in the max lift. It's not really my jam, as they call it.
Well, and it's way different than a one rep max because you actually are cycling the barbell.
Totally,
And and if you miss a lift, the expenditure that's gonna be on your body is gonna really take a toll.
totally. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting complex that they gave us, and I don't know what the rest time is going to look like in between your attempts, but I mean, with 3 attempts, it's almost like you gotta put your for sure like no brainer weight on there. That's like, hey, I got to get something on the board, and then the second one's like, this is what I hope to hit, and then maybe if you get that, you get that bonus attempt. But you're right, if you miss, like, let's say you get the 3 cleans and you get the 2 squats, and then you miss the jerk, like that's a lot of you just went through a lot of energy to get that. Like, do you try that again, or do you go down 10 pounds, or like that's a risky move, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be, a lot more strategic than just load the bar and lift it once.
Totally, like yeah, exactly.
So maybe that'll be to your benefit too.
It could be, yeah. And as far as like, I mean, all things considered, as far as a max lift goes, I do have a better chance of like having a competitive score if it's like multiple reps. I'm just not a 1 rep max guy. My lifts are unimpressive to say the least.
So, I know you have a new affiliate to get back to, but are you gonna do anything to celebrate getting through the weekend, after you're done on Sunday?
Man, I would love to. We were just my wife and I, we were on the back when we were on the way back from the lake. We were just talking about that. So it's about a 14-hour drive for us from Texas up to Knoxville, and we both have to be back on Tuesday. So Memorial Day, like we both have off. The gym's just gonna have one class, and one of my coaches will run. So we'll try to do something Sunday. We have a hotel room in Knoxville. I've never been up there. I don't really know what's to do there, but I'm sure we'll find somewhere to go. Maybe do a couple 12-ounce recovery curls. Maybe see a show or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good. Well, Connor, I wanna thank you for jumping on with me. It's been fun getting to know everybody through this. I'm having a blast doing it, and I'm glad you took part.
Totally. Yeah. Anytime. I'm looking forward to competing, and I'm definitely going to check out you and your co-host podcast. It sounds like we got a lot of things going in the same path in our lives. So
Yeah, yeah, and I'll be there at the Mac too in
Oh, awesome.
person. So hopefully we'll get some more content with you there.
Totally. Yeah, I'll be there. Let me know. I'm happy to help out any way I can.
All right, thanks a lot, man. Have a great rest of your day.
Of course. You too.